Hi everyone, welcome to Amaranth. These are general messages for the collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter placements. Let's get into it. So the first card you have, Cancerians, is the Skunk and Magnolia. Now, further it says protection. And that is what this energy is all about. Skunks are very protective of themselves. You know, they have like that, the smell, the scent that they emit when they feel threatened by, anybody around them. So that's their defense system kicking in. And I feel that it's the same with Magnolia. Magnolia has waxy leaves that protects it from so many things, diseases and pests and things like that. So this is about protecting your inner peace, protecting your health. This is like, knowing when to say no, and also trusting your instincts. Say if things and people, situations feel off, it's definitely off. So I do feel that some of you might be creating like safe spaces or, trying to find safe spaces. It says here, your presence is your protection. You do not need to fight to be safe. You can simply be safe. And consider your fourth house energy. You're the natural protectors and nurturers of the zodiac. And I feel that, water energy, the cardinal signs, the fixed water signs, and, beautiful, they all pick up on other people's energy, on their emotions. Sometimes we absorb it, and especially for you Cancerians, that might be, leaving you a little bit more heavy or burdened or feeling depleted. So I feel that the skunk is asking you to spray your own scent. And by that I mean is like, understand what's yours to carry, what's not. So protect your space, whether it's having those boundaries at work. Sometimes with remote work, we lose our boundaries, we overwork. So draw that line, that, okay, I'm not going to receive any office calls after 7 p.m. I also feel some of you might be growing magnolia trees because they are, they're actually used for creating those, boundaries around the houses, like the front yard and backyard, to create that privacy. And some of you might be doing that, privacy screens or growing large trees to create that, space or create that safe space for your house, so that people across the street don't get to peep into it. So some of you could be doing that as well. But more so ever, this is about, taking care of yourself emotionally, spiritually, physically, so that you don't get depleted. Some of you could be parents, some of you could be teachers working in schools, and you're creating like the strong policies like, teachers have in classes that, against anti-bullying and those kind of policies that are implemented, because to create that safe space for the students, or some of you could be into school systems, college systems, creating strong policies to protect the students in school or in college. I'm also picking up that energy of some of you traveling with, and you being checked for any kind of agriculture products, or seeds, or maybe there is a general, maybe you're declaring something that you're carrying. I don't know. It just came through. That could be for just one or two of you. But anyways, this is like having the not to be disturbed sign outside when you're relaxing or when you're busy. Some of you could be in the defense, for national defense, military, and protecting the national security, the borders, and working in security or law enforcement even. But some of you could be just installing safety measures at your own house. Like I said, magnolia trees in the backyard, cameras in the front yard, putting up signs, Now, these could also be defense in sports. There are a lot of defensive sports. I've seen like, karate and things like that. So some of you could be into that as well. But I'm making a lot of defensive energy because of this skunk. And it's like, when we're threatened, we carry that pepper spray and use it. It's that kind of an energy. So I hope all of you are safe, or you're taking measures to be safe in every way. Next, you have Cancerians, is number 37. It says fire and ice. So number 3, 7, and 10 are coming through strong with this energy. Now, if you see here in the picture, it looks like a painting, a beautiful painting, but it has two extremely opposite colors. There is red, which is for, for anger, for passion, for the drive. It's our prana force. the life force. And then you have this blue, which is like, calming, soothing, um, releasing intuitive energy. But because there is ice over here, it's not flowing water. So the blue stands for ice over here, which means there is, yes, there is coldness. Ice is cold, but it's also very, structured. It has a structure that you can hold a piece of ice. So you might be working within some structure, or some structure might be keeping you in peace and in safe areas, some kind of structure that's keeping you safe. I feel that your emotions are fired up. Maybe there is something that you want to do right now. This fire is a force of transformation, of changing things up, of putting in the work, of taking action, dynamic energy. So some of you might be, feeling like the drive to do something. And I feel that you also have not only the energy, but also the clarity, because the ice I'm getting is a structure, like you're balanced. You know what to do. You have the clarity. You're thinking straight. You have a good head on your shoulders. And I feel that this combination is extremely powerful for those of you who are in this energy, because I feel that you're thinking straight. You have a strategy in mind. Your thoughts are clear. You're not confused. Your heart and mind are aligned, so you don't have to fight internally. There's no fight and emotions internally. Your head and mind are working harmoniously at this point in time, because sometimes cardinal water signs like you, Cancerians, can get, in the fields, like you could get emotional a little bit. So I feel that you're handling things with a lot of panache, with a lot of calmness, and because you have the clarity. And I feel that with this energy, you're taking the middle ground. You're not too fired. You're not coming across as too fiery or too cold. It's like you're coming across as a very balanced person. And Cancerians, you are so generous. You are the caretakers, like I always say, the caretakers of the zodiac. You have the crab shell for boundaries, because sometimes, it gets breached. So, you're right now, you are in a generous spirit, but then you know when to draw the line. I feel that's the kind of energy I'm picking up from this. Because you know how to manage your emotions, you know how to manage your time and your energy. You're getting there, because with the first one, we have the skunk energy, which is a tiring energy, you tired or being very defensive. And here, you're feeling more balanced, you're feeling more structured. You have a clear mind. So I feel that you want to take action on something, maybe an initiative or some situation, personal situation, and you're directing it with a lot of clear thought. You're not letting your emotions get the better of you. So you're staying calm, because ice will cool down that emotional fire which is fired up for you. But you're still staying balanced, and there is a term that I was studying, studying up. It was called a philosopher's stone, and that's the energy out here, Cancerians, because you've alchemized your outburst of emotions into a structured way of communicating. I feel that you've gone through that alchemical process. Philosopher's stone is a process where, metals or elements are turned into gold. And it's done through a lot of discipline and practice. And I feel that you have mastered that. Now, some of you might be, working on projects and you're really fired up about it, but you are relying on data. You're not like scattered in your energy, or you're not just going by what your heart is saying. You're going by what data is available to you, by what the logic is telling you. And even if there is chaos or conflicting situations, I feel that your head is clear and you're coming across as very cool, calm, collected as a cucumber with this energy. Some of you could be practicing martial arts to channel that energy well. But I feel that you've analyzed your messy feelings, and now you're kind of disciplining yourself to control the urge for outburst. You're able to express it in a controlled and a structured way is what I'm picking up on. Next you have is the Ten of Wands. This is minor arcana fire energy. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius are the fire elements. Now, if you look at the picture, there are two people carrying this basket full of overgrown watermelons, and that's what's burdening them. Yeah, there are ones which are pouring up from all directions. At them, there is work. I feel that you're busy 360 degrees, you're spinning your wheels, you're doing a lot, you're taking on a lot, whether it's yours or other people's. And I feel that it's almost the last stretch of this tiring journey for you, Cancerians. But you have a team. You're not doing it alone. I feel something that you're working on, you're in it with somebody, and you're doing it together. This could be like you're providing some of you could be into produce agriculture because there's watermelon, there's a lot of green, there's mountains. These people are almost reaching their home where they will be able to keep these baskets down. So the finish line is almost there for you. And I feel that this has strengthened you. This has built your physical muscle. Not only it takes a lot of physical strength to deal and carry these baskets, but it also takes a lot of emotional strength, spiritual strength to keep going. And you did it. And this is the growth spurt you're going to experience because, I read a term, I was reading psychology. It's called muscle failure. And that's the point when you cannot lift weight anymore. And that's the point where growth actually happens. And I feel that's the energy that I'm picking up for you, Cancerians. It's this moment of growth, expansion that's happening for you, spiritually, physically, whatever this is for you. And I feel that whatever you've been doing, you're doing it with a lot of love because look at the energy. Look at the scene. It's very pleasant. It's like they're enjoying the process. They feel burdened, but they're still enjoying it. And for some of you, you could be into agriculture burden with produce and health and climate conditions. I'm also getting the farmers where they have to produce on time, right harvest, and they're impacted by so many climatic conditions. So that could be weighing down some of you. This could also be, you're having a business of produce or store of some kind and you're trying to stay afloat. Maybe economy is changing around you and you're trying to stay afloat. Or maybe you have some employee problems and you're trying to guide them. You're struggling, and maybe some loans or ups and downs in your budget and finances, and you're trying to manage all of that. Some of you could also be caretakers is also what I'm picking up on. You might be caretakers, you might be doing a lot you might be spinning wheels because you're the providers. You want to, provide as much. Maybe you have a big family that you're tending to. This could be elderly, maybe young kids as well. Some of you could be throwing a party and then you're trying to get everything done, that's also I'm picking up. Maybe you're gathering stuff, fruits and vegetables that you want to serve up, you want to create some side dishes, and that's burdening you. Is also what I'm picking up on. And a really cute image that flashed by is, when we go to the grocery store, we run and we have a lot of bags to carry back home. And then we load those up in the car, but we want to carry them all at once at home. And that kind of, in that moment, in those 30 seconds or in 15 seconds, it kind of, weighs us down. So it could be as small as that for some of you. And for some, I'm also getting moving to a house. Some of you, because these two people are finding their way to a home. So some of you could be actually loading up stuff into a truck, packing all by yourself and moving. So that also is a heavy some burden to carry. And the last but not the least, you have number 18, Cancerians. This is magic stream. And this is purely water energy. Some of you could be around water bodies or living around water bodies or just visiting some lakes, rivers, and streams. Now, this is a very, it's very serene energy. It's like the water is flowing and it's, it's nourishing. It's because water nourishes, of course. There's a lot of flora which is growing around here. There is a pelican, flamingo. I always get confused that there is a flamingo out here that's staring away at the water. There is a mist which is rising up. It looks like pixie dust. So it's a magical time. And I feel that, this water is flowing effortlessly. It's flowing effortlessly. And that's what I feel is your guidance today, Cancerians, with this energy. There is a flamingo here. Flamingo is very unique, very different. And I feel that you are standing out in some way. So embrace your, don't be afraid to stand out, Cancerians. Some of you could be shying away, but I feel that something unique that you are working on, or, you're different from others, wherever you are. Pelican energy is also well balanced because they know how to stand on one foot for a long time. They can go without or standing on both feet. So there's balance energy to this. Some of you could be learning the art of balancing yourself on one foot or something, creating balance in your life through spiritual practices. I'm also getting a flow with that energy. So some of you might be, having some kind of plans or pushing too hard to create something in the way that you have planned or some structure that you have in your head. But I feel that this energy is encouraging you to go with the flow. Don't push too hard because you're being led to somewhere really positive where, it's going to be for your highest good. If you push too hard, you might not get the results that you actually want. And if you release the grip, you will get to a better place. You will see better results. Some of you could be also, I'm getting like renewable energy. Some of you could be working on hydropower and projects like that to create cleaner energies. When the water falls, that's exactly the image. You just need a wheel that the water falls on and it creates sustainable energy. So some of you could be in those areas as well, or creating something around the water bodies. I'm also getting like water fountains and things like that. You could be bringing that home, or you could be crafting that as well. But, magic stream, this reminds me of, when we go to streams and we drop some coins into the streams or the wells and we hope for our wishes to come true. Some of you could be doing that, and I'm also picking that up from this energy. I'm also getting like some of you could be into music, because if you go to the stream, there's some kind of music that melodies that come through with the water energy. So some of you could be upscaling in your music world as well, learning instruments, and improvising is the word that's coming through. So some of you might already be playing instruments, but you're improvising it. Some of you could be just improvising it on the fly. So thank you guys for joining. Please subscribe and hit the like if you enjoyed the content, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye for now.